All right, so after rummaging around, like I said, I came up with 3 options. The first one is I actually found an old 2-barrel and the intake to go with it. And I even found some old factory exhaust manifolds. All this stuff is what this car would have had from the factory. The VIN tag, I ran the numbers on the VIN tag, and this car came with a 2-barrel. And of course it would have had manifolds, not the long tube headers that are on it. So this would make the purists happy, but obviously it would have great manners running around town. It would have great economy on the highway. It would do exactly what I wanted it to do as far as daily driving. But, you know, also, we all know when it's time to punch it and play around that stoplight or pull out into traffic, well, the power is just not going to be there. So I'm not going this route. This would be great if I were trying to put this back exactly the way it was. This is a numbers matching car, so maybe one day I might put it back like that, just for the sake of it being purist. Maybe it'll be worth more that way than it is. I believe everything here I believe is from right around 1970. I believe these came off a 72 pickup, but it would have been the same thing. Of course, the option to keep the Holly in the single plane was always there. But like I said, this Holly is worn out. The throttle shafts are worn out. It's flooding. It's running rich. The gaskets are shot. I would have had to send this carburetor off for a rebuild. And I'll talk to you about why I'm sending one off for a rebuild instead of doing it myself when I get my new one back. You'll see exactly why. So I'm doing away with the Holly. It would have great manners on the road, driving around town, especially if I were to put it on a dual plane. It would be a great one, but it just doesn't have the look and the feel of something that would have come on this car from the factory. Unlike a Quadrajet here, that car in 67 and 68, from what I understand, the 327s did come with 4 barrels. In 69, for some reason, none of the 327s came with 4 barrels. They all came with 2 barrels, from what I've read. So, had they kept that trend going, this is what this car would have had from the factory. And the reason I'm going with this is because you have the drivability and the economy, the highway economy of a 2-barrel when you're just cruising around. But when it's time to open it up, you have these massive secondaries to let in all that air and fuel and let this thing sing. So that is why I chose the Quadrajet over the Holly. Plus the Holly has a lot more tunability, but I am not a master carburetor tuner, and there are no factory specs for a Holly on a 327 that I'm aware of. There's no book where you can look into and see, okay, a factory 327, yeah, put the Holly, put these jets in it, adjust your idle mixture screws to this, and you're good to go. And that's perfect. The Quadrajet, there is. I can put that Quadrajet exactly like it should be. This is not the Quadrajet that I'm going to use, by the way. The one that I'm going to use is off being rebuilt right now. So, the Quadrajet will have factory specs. It will be tuned. It will be good to go as soon as I put it on there. It may need a little fine tuning with the idle mixture screws and the choke. Well, this car has a manual choke, so it's really not going to need that either. So really all I'm going to have to tune on the Quadrajet is the idle mixture screws, if that. So that is why the simplicity of the Quadrajet, those massive secondaries, and the drivability of the 2-barrel is why I chose the Quadrajet. Again, I'm not looking for the high performance of the Holly. Yes, it is a great it'll do great on the road, and it'll scream going down the highway, and it'll scream going down the racetrack, but I'm not looking for that kind of performance. And like I said, I've got intakes laying around here. I've got the 2-barrel, I've got the spread bore 4-barrel, and I'm gonna hang on to that single plane. I'm not gonna just throw it away. So it may go on another project. But for this project, that's the plan. That's what I'm gonna do. And I probably will keep the long tube headers on it. I'm gonna put these on there. This is, it's already been welded up, and yeah,